Yeah, because Adom Mpensenpensemu because Jibra mo hwe bedwam on Adom TV multi TV. So bra so say timi de enkomo no. Ye to aso Mpensenpensemu brane betimi the Abromeka say the the for Daniel ni kwate there be Titus ni kwate no Titus no Daniel ni kwate Titus Glover. Titus ni kwate Daniel Glover. Whichever way there's a title, there's a global ni kwate, there's a Daniel ni kwate Titus Glover. What's that? Because what's that? On Trase what's that? Say continue to watch the space. It's a bigger space. It's, you know, just continue to watch it. Ebe boa pa yi pa. Na me ma me ankasa me yonko I come from Chief Commander. Banye Nani Banye. Welcome to Ghana. And Afi Unyabama, Mr. Wano brothers. To the Banye family, Mamu in Afishapa. Nani Banye. I'm sure I got it correct. We are back. Yeah, sure, him say. Ye nua so free eye NDC amanyuko no ebeba beka ye ho bat abakwaba yesu ko ban afichapa oh afin committee me giri se afisa se na bibia de na kwam kama na enkwa no onya me dia che that is the most important thing maybe aboko party business bibia na me kwanso oh meka se adumara kwa o sorry anopase na adum ne bidumwa eno ase wode na se kase pa na wode beda board ase na meka se multimedia munyina mo ka ho a mama multimedia ye brand Adom television, Adom FM, Joy News, Joy Prime mama mo brand no I contribute to in the social and the community development of our country. No? The media space, it's so overwhelming, particularly your good self. Sometimes we are falling in love to listen to you because you be tempted to listen to the wisdom and audio to. Thank you. You are not being partisan. You are being nationalistic.
Thank you.
Making sure that nyama e fata nyama be boa ama Ghana kanko any Ghana kroye no ebe kono. I mean that is your focus, and I think that idea was saying ya bo abaso.
Thank you.
That position.
Thank you.
Nicha wa cover dia ma hono to make sure say Ghana ebe kono. Nti yadasi.
All right. But
make us say I'm still in the race for the national organizer of our party.
National organizer of the
New Patriotic Party.
Potential national organizer
of the New Patriotic Party. Because baby, you need a more mature, a more experienced, politician to handle the organizational wing of our party. And I think that what Titus Glover Dinya, one say ye Dinya na assume a year juma bibri our party no. Ya bakwasem any amanyosem, and I think that I have what it takes, the capacity and everything to make sure say 2024 energizing the grassroots for victory 2024 no idea was
okay. So what's the base?
See, we're in the process of starting from the base, from the polling station to coordinators to constituency leadership, regional, then national leadership. From 20th of January, you in terms of elections, you call the polling stations.
Okay, so that's it. Very soon, I dance DB or be able to job. I'm just saying, Mom, we are a CIA for so much. So that you may know, the Ghana Premier League team any more fit it here, bomb home day, be a maho and that obi is going to be made that Kumasi Asante Kotoko and the Dasru and the other teams in the Omo Masem nti meka o say the beya obehu na say okwochi team bi ti say na o show mo 4-1 eno no e de da wa no ba bia oh me mo sa team ni kwa din na what menya odi ni mo peja Kumasi Asante Kotoko continues to be champions so we ko she obi that team we ko she obi 4-1 me go boni din we ba ni pa be hu team kwa me karesa ni din be kwa chiri nti o mo masem league no mo da he 1 2 3 4 5 I want to 6. I'm going to Olympics cross with Chia. Wow, go for yes, sir. So they be 100 years, 99 years. Anyway, honorable, we can't do without AFCON 2021. You love football. You love the Black Stars. Quick one on that. Nipa schools of thought in the when you say, Eba Bibre, Yeni Milo Edi. I didn't think that they be a trainer 5 minutes to full time. Just didn't kokora na ekobo bonana. They be almost time na from 10 minutes to full time. Na fia atwa gidi. Na abedi mano ebi no muzo omuda so omukura ye de. Coach yad na they be a time so we no change time aso you craft no be changes and all those stuffs. You know, so as a member of parliament, you love football, you love music. What has been going through your mind on this matter?
Government that's it. Not necessarily say I love football. Mabu border.
Oh wow!
The last time I got premiership, I was I think 93-94 football
premiership.
Season. Yes, me Afinia United, Great Afinia United. The last season I made 93-94 football season.
Wow!
And I mambo. Joe Famille was my contemporary. Ewo Afinia. Back in the days, Joado of Young Kotoko, Mamibo Young Hearts, Shamokwe, my cousin, no was Soccer Angels, me can 78, 79, 80. I bought them coats. Then Samia J, Samia J, Dabi Samia J, Obo Blaster, Obo Goldfields.
Yes,
Samia J, Obo Goldfields, any Shamokwe, almost Soccer Angels, and me what them has babies, young hearts. Na me free them has babies, and me Kaiser babies. Okay. I park wo Odona the Chirase.
Okay.
Ultra Dankasi way New Plan Station hono. Santo Fiakwa was my playmate.
Hey.
Then Brighter Bing you be family from Temahas, no na Santo boss 7. And the member Kaiser no and Santo be born 9. Brighter Bing bought 6. Brighter Bing bought Olympics and Okwa United.
Wow.
So football has been part of me. I've been playing football for all this while. But clearly, I think so back a few months ago, na ye mubi kwa na ye ni siki akono efasono na ye ni enjehu. So we're so livid. And I picked on the FA, not on the personality of Keto Kriku, but their style, the way they are frustrating CK. Man the Juma was so as a coach, as a manager of the Black Stars. And I said yes, or no, I was so called round to scout for players omunya playing timer on your various clubs across the globe. Now what you want GFA, I've asked my general secretary and some people just to go and scout for players. Now your call up, they don't give CK the opportunity to call the players that he wants to use to play. And
you were allowed on that.
Yes, and undancheno. Afe yes selection. Yeah, impose selection to go so. I am making sure Dreams FC players not they are there because categorical players they want to get them opportunity. But that is not how you build a team. And when me and someone koso and we should nyama no modi dia brand now because Kobram pe kasanenti. Bibia but to a point, you know, or no blame no. Because the baby air cost na want to me car. So one year and I felt so sorry. Maybe this is your colleague, countryman Songo. I love that gentleman too much. More be a one is a pecasa do. I do be a casana yoka, muntiana superm, because consistently he's been talking about the way the Black Star is being managed. Not only here business. What does it? So I'm not surprised the outcome of what we are saying. And again, you don't go in for a coach who is stale, a coach or Tibebia Onyejuma.
For 2 years, no.
Please, what the track record day? Come on. We sika kono no mu kopo bia get a coach sebi or what record papa bia we can show. Na ni pay oko Thailand, the last club oko boy, you see Thailand ho baby. 1 2 3 maja any yi nedi. On shed oko Saudi Arabia ho baby, eko ye magic bi kakra bi any yi nedi. And if you want to form a committee to source for a coach, it is not only football managers. Miami Yakuma and the Randy Abbey, and the Upper West Football Association chairman, and there's a tell gentleman, I say 3-member committee to look for a coach to come and manage the Blaster. Then you going for this? A man is saying, "Become one step." I say, "Look, Anete, Randy didn't fear the Anete. He's a good gentleman. He manages football, but the technical eye, Obiani in the field, and then your camera crew, if any saying." MCR Formula 1, everybody has a role or play. Then together you can have a team. I will better anymore. You make sure you do the needful. Minkase Anete and the team name for no, but you should have added some technical people. What is your technical thing? The director of technical services for the FA or whatever. Me coach Sapong. Omunama, very experienced coaches. Omunama. Sometimes you use them to do programs on this your shows. No Ghanaian coach was even added to that team to be part of the selection process. Any German football administrators. And this is the end result that you get. I foresaw this coming. And Gualanos on the field of play, mobile baller, 5 minutes of then you relax. Now, but the banner in the night to say, "He touch all the day. I don't did because can the left again, if again. It is any chance. Ngana make out here.
As it is,
me say, no. Why are they doing this? Football is the passion. It is the heartbeat of this country, and it's a blaster eboa. Yakumani ye bibi nyina edichiri. Na say blaster ball me share because the omo ball to say about coats, including Ghana, ball of boy, and clearly no for me. And you mean a market check to go good on yet. I will not tell him what to do. I do not see one of president or one the ESCO members on your Muye Juma. Hey, so Omamba by the Babo, Quate, Jay is sunny. Obesisa, Jay is sunny. No, by affecting us or mine. I'm a video of many countrymen by your program. No, I in Yano. What you know? I know some. Say me tano. I don't hate him, but the engine no. It was able to do bobo so. That is all we want. We want the Black Star to succeed. But if you are going for a coach, in any case, we say we don't want a white coach. All the laurels that we have had, all the laurels. Did you have it with Eddie Obrolin from 57? Yeah, before. So expose them, let them go for training, get them to attach to clubs in foreign countries so that they can learn.
But your end bit in a main person end is dear Omuba Bono, Omiro, Omoni, Shagan, and Munyam. Na Omuba Fia. Etimi omo din komo na any evidence we din komo yi omo to
make I say
o ba mu busa na your calculation ye no na e tefa so so you complete draw
wa hwe go na yo you adi actually so no afi na go complete draw but when him because they are going to play the match simultaneously Morocco ni Gabon ebo no yanzu ye ni komo so
yeah pre draw any problem
yeah pre draw and you produce with him
yes ni pa me nsa na be free a group be
is that the case?
Sana made it 3.
Anyway, I wish them well. But still, I have bonnet there. And the coach is the project of one good is you. Because Brasa no musha goal about then they relax. Musha send your Cameroonians through Bonoa. Who said they are ready for something? As if there's nothing at stake.
Okay.
As if there is nothing at all at stake. I mean, I'll go put it.
Yeah, but I went to go.
Well, Yasaba, lots of your text messages say they would love us to talk about football. Ever back to football, hanye football morning, but remember back to football. Yenti 1 or 2 quickly be nothing. Yembra back to football nafi yeni yenkomo ye. Meaning say mudu do na mo pesa mukasa. Withdrawal of Bagbin's military protection, assault on Parliament. Dom Kumano so the insema ba yebekinka. But from the Ministry of National Security. The Minister of National Security has taken note of the circulation of a leaked correspondence between the Office of the Chief of Staff, of the Ghana Armed Forces and the Speaker of Parliament on social media. Subsequently, the content of the correspondence has been misinterpreted as an attempt by the executive arm of government to deprive the Speaker of the resources required for its full protection. The Ministry of National Security would like to place on record that, contrary to the aforesaid misinterpretation, all requisite resources, including logistics and personnel, required for the full protection of the Speaker have been provided. It is worth noting that, for the first time since 2017, the security arrangements for both the Speaker and members of Parliament have been significantly enhanced. It also needs stating that personnel of the Ghana Armed Forces do not form part of the security detail for the Speaker and Parliament, as Parliamentary Security Report is provided by the Ghana Police Service. Any need for specific agency support is typically executed on a need basis in accordance with the stated protocols. To reiterate, there has neither been a withdrawal of the security detail for the Speaker nor a reduction in the security strength of Parliament. The good people of Ghana are therefore entreated to disregard any unfounded speculation to this effect. And this is coming from the Ministry of National Security, and almost and the minority in Parliament too, under the able leadership of Yera Harina Idrusu, also Edin Sembi Abetu Idra quickly. I need to preview you to. We all know what the situation is. It's important we get to know and get the facts correct. As I look out for their release, my member Honorable Titus Glover Akwaba Bibuna may acknowledge say Ikuro Matri ECJ Mekode free honum. No more for Frabaho. Our member of Parliament at Nasi. Tel Aviv.
Hello, sir.
Upon to say,
Yamiado.
You better come on.
Yamiado.
Oh, Tel Aviv. Only need a friend Tel Aviv. Yeah, my money.
Christmas, you mean?
Yeah. Christmas, we are hosting the base or the Kwanasi. Oh, yes. And I'm already no, I said too full. You have to check your way too. Akwa na obo ko there.
Yeah, me adom boko.
Wo jacket so bia come. Oh wow. Good. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Na minim so beka ball no asase na call era Bagbin common quickly.
Oh, ball no dey say baby I could do no.
Yeah.
Minye say kasa bebre betumi ayi bibia.
Baby I could do no.
Baby I do no. Nye kasa.
In the members of Parliament the more kasa say. Baby I could do no.
Baby I could do no. Yenya wo mo because I feel say because of social media there are easy access to information here at these days. Maybe I was saying, "Be and to me, say,
okay, maybe I could.
I want to the outcome, no. Because woman Gabon, in fact, Angabibi, I am, you know, me see me febio mintie bibia me nya discussion bia also
okay
omobo wia na de wo no ne aka postmortem no de ni nya jins say before the match
na share man for
ntino
okay so edebesia my kind national security Ministry of National Security for a response
very well.
Quickly minority force under mo Panyimu Diaba. The minority in Parliament is sudden and strongly denounced the withdrawal by President Akufo-Addo's government of the military detail attached to the office of the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Badwam Bagbin, with effect from the 14th of January 2022. It is pertinent to note that the only reason given for the shameful withdrawal of Mr. Speaker's security detail is that the attachment was done without following the proper procedure. Curiously, the government fails and or omits to spell out the procedure for the attachment of military personnel to high-profile personalities such as the Speaker of Parliament. If the action of the military high command is in good faith, the irregularity in relation to attachment could be rectified without necessarily having to withdraw the personnel. The only logical conclusion a reasonable mind would draw with respect to the failure of government to indicate the nature of the procedure supposedly breached by Mr. Speaker's outfit is that proper procedure was followed, for which reason the military high command had no difficulty attaching the military personnel in question to its office. Indeed, the clerk to Parliament on the 21st of January 2021 did write to the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces and duly requested the attachment of the military personnel in question. At this point, the Chief of Staff did not detect any procedural irregularities in relation to the Mr. Speaker's request. However, 1 year on the same Chief of Staff who, on behalf of the military high command, granted the request, now wants Ghanaians to believe that he acted in error in the first instance. The posturing of the Chief of Staff in this regard is, to say the least, preposterous. The minority states further without any equivocation that the attachment of military personnel to the office of the Speaker is not an isolated incident at all. For instance, members of the executive branch of government other than the President and the Vice President who were below the Speaker of Parliament in terms of status and rank as provided for in the Constitution have at various times had soldiers attached to their offices. A notable example is the current Attorney General and Minister for Justice, who even as a Deputy Attorney General had a soldier for his bodyguard. Another example of a state official below the Speaker in terms of status and rank who roams town with military protection is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Madam Jane Mensah. Flowing from the above, the minority is certain that the action of the military high command relative to the withdrawal of Mr. Speaker's security detail is politically motivated and calculated to diminish his confidence in his bid to impartially and independently steer the affairs of the legislative arm of government. In the circumstances, the minority shall hold the government of President Akufo-Addo responsible should the security of Right Honorable Badwam Bagbin, the Speaker of Parliament, be compromised in any way. We further call for the immediate withdrawal of the letter with reference number GH, and the reference is there, written on behalf of the Ghana Armed Forces by the Chief of Staff purporting to withdraw the military personnel attached to the Speaker's office, and is signed Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu. So the National Security gives a response, the Minority Caucus also gives their response, and it goes on and on and on. The solution is that we want to preserve and secure our Speaker. That's all, the long and short. The issue now is about ways and means our withdrawal will be a Siakoso. You heard the news. It was surprising.
I thought because Ukrete is here.
Oh yeah.
They should have even given us
the history to that.
I mean, the justification why the
but
minority...
they stated it in their...
but no, this is a statement, but he's here physically. I would have loved him to, but nonetheless, Udi Abani di Amaka Kakra. Many Honorable Ukrete in the Court Parliament the same year, that was 2013. Na Enidi Mwara say Oshe from 1992 Abedu Honorable Bagbin. It started with Right Honorable Daniel Francis Annan. Ofri Hoko no ena Honorable Peter Lajeti Baye. Then the Honorable Right Honorable Bejina Sechi Hughes. Then Joyce Bamford Adom. Then comes my good friend, Right Honorable Dua Jaho. Then Speaker Michael Quay and Son of Bagbin. There is no way I won't say, so you're for a Ghana Speaker of Parliament. Let me see that. Let me see that. Now say, and then, me kaise on the midnight of the 7th, minority for no cause trouble. very saying parliament no kiki ballot boxes any na de soldiers came into the chamber and minority force say when you answer soldier for the they condemned it and do all kinds of statement words are used to condemn government and the military high command and that their necessary say ya tro e the amount military high command natural e the amount speaker of parliament a confidential letter say president come fa so a ye di soldier for no ba ho no ye withdraw na ya ye the needful you only work with the institution but you don't leak this information out just to create public sympathy to attack the very institution who say ye ma security. Come on, Nyamika no tell us. Nyamika no say, ya tro, aka tell say, e kwa mo fa so a, me di sa soldier for no buy no, enye no kwan so no. So we want to regularize it. Why don't you have faith in the armed forces high command no? Now we need more dealing in that respect. But first of all, you leak the papers, the content to the public. Not Ghana for no, of course, it's NDC for no to attack the military high command. E children na wa we expect is o mo be e security the amount. In any case, Speaker of Parliament, the security is intact. Security is intact. Our police for and the shadows war. You only apply for a very soldier for where we feel say be better for a short period.
Not at 2 months.
In the constitutional regime I want. That be who say soldier ni a guard speaker. That be. Meanwhile, the amount everybody uses a police well secured. Including our own colleagues who are in parliament now. And baby, I'm not the only fan. Me them in tears here. Amna, inush. Nipana was wouldn't air Casada watch the amount. Why is it that the armed forces did not even leak their own? But they said, look, just exercise patience. Quite a fast idea and come up. We'll still engage you and find out and make sure say there was a yebian, the amount. Yeah, Casania tried your ball. What do you say? And the in some people say, yeah, I was here to your boss. Now, I found out finding in a near translate required by Faswa, Yabesoan. Of course, the security of the speaker is paramount to everybody. The only people who can use soldiers around them is the president and the vice. Obibia no pay. It is just because we application about the security intelligence have to go and find out whether indeed it is justified. It is almost
Attorney General.
Jean Mensa. What I say? Any Attorney General. Me the deputy minister. I never knew he has a bodyguard with a military background. Because me Kaiser, there was a time.
As we speak now, no. But it is as and when.
As and when you need.
Yeah.
But me say presidency issue at the time na me war no. Obibia will use soldier apart from defense minister and the deputy. Nobody can use soldier except where it is justified, where they see.
But that's what even the minority admits in their letter.
But Speaker Adie.
But probably they think that is justified.
No. Speaker Adie, who share from day one. I don't see any threat. From where I sit, solid. I back it up. Unfortunately, one of the dispatch, that rider, he's a very good friend of mine who lost his life. Quite an accident on the way to, I think, the crew was a dead day. But security, Speaker's security has been solid from the one that he came. You understand? And when I say national security, national security and the military high command and the office of the speaker can see them resolve this matter amicably without necessarily.
But
it doesn't even justify to talk about them.
It's this time minority the more forgive me, but I think it's sometimes unnecessarily tough, too difficult to work with the majority. What's happening?
I'm saying Mama na fishapa.
Yeah, I feel coming.
Mama fishapa. But I think this is very unfortunate where we find ourselves now, especially given the backdrop. The fact say we have just come out of a very turbulent, meeting in Parliament. And if you listen to what went on during this Christmas, holidays, any member of Parliament, including Speaker, everybody was hoping, say, going forward, we'll find a better way of engaging each other in terms of and even if there's something to that effect, even if they say mistake be armed forces, what my mistake in releasing, soldiers for the speaker. I believe, say, if letter he was written in good faith, they could have adopted a better approach without putting it on paper.
So in the first place, their approach is wrong.
The approach is wrong.
Because they've been in the system for a year.
Remember, now, this is not new. Soldiers now, they are not soldiers or timber or mudineti. They are not soldiers who finifie eba or mudineti. Say, otukwen, and a woman can hold the cop. Oko, anywhere, Kumasi, Bini, Kumasi, or Kuni Krum, whatever, no. And on the cop. Now, this is not new. You see, the letter, there was a request not from Speaker Bagbin,
the clerk.
The clerk. And the clerk, all that he did was to ask for replacement of 2 out of the 4 Speaker Okwe time. No? They had 4. And of for 2. So he replaced 2. And indeed, the Ghana Armed Forces did just that.
So that is the status quo.
That is the point. And you see, let's stop doing this to ourselves. Okay? I don't think the executive, the president, is in any way ready for any dialogue. I don't think so.
On demonstrating.
I don't think he has not demonstrated. You see, otherwise, look, even if the Omiye and cry, what prevents the chief of staff of the Ghana Armed Forces,
quietly?
Quietly, call speaker. Oh,
maybe
say. Look, even as a deputy minister, and I'm defense. Now I had, Sojani as a bodyguard. Me feel the military called me. They didn't write the letter. Frame me. They engaged me. Catch him. Said, look, maybe our move is say the start with no man says so quietly. No me release it. Me guy no quietly back. And a woman reaching out to Ghana police on their own because as a former minister, the also said they should assist me in getting, somebody to my place. And on we there was no letter. Messenger no, but you see, yes, but this is that letter no trouble and it's a short power.
Mitchell said
me in charge. Now the AMA, I say at the end was the reply by the Minister of National Security. I'm surprised. So trust a letter, no? Look, if you look at what the Ghana Armed Forces said, they said we're doing. They want to do in a proper arrangement for the speaker. No, about now, Wabaka say, what do you call it? Ghana Armed Forces. They are not part of what do you call it? The speaker's security details. Which is what pedo falsehood.
Okay.
Wow. And as I said from the beginning, you don't find the soldiers with the speaker in his office.
So this is avoidable.
It's avoidable.
The noise around it is
it's not necessary because you see, and say we are not in any mood, and this year is going to be very tough for us because this gesture, actually say, there's a show of power.
Yes.
Oh, please don't blame the minority.
Okay.
For some of these things, because somebody.
Yeah, I know. I get your point.
They are not behaving properly.
Break, but Baba Jamal
behaving properly.
Baba Jamal Simin can't tell Titus Glover. Omani, please tell my good friend Titus Glover that if a person is part of a security detail, the person is not necessarily a bodyguard. No. The military attachment to Parliament has been there long before Bagbin became Speaker. They are quietly attached, and it's not even a matter for public consumption. Yeah. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yes.
It's unfortunate this quiet
you know what about
yeah, too much. Every classified information is being given out just like that. Why? It's very unfortunate.
No, it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
You walk to the office, look.
Well, Asaba, there was a lot of your conversations. I've been chatting doors. I'm sure this year will improve and get you to be fully part of the show. 8 minutes time now, say. So, Clinton Landwell,
well, I mean, seriously speaking, in a country where you about consensus building, you know, we have just come out of a very turbulent, you know, me feel say, even if this is what the government wanted to do, they should have the approach should have been better.
Okay.
Because there's a precedence. Yeah. And I mean, you me home.
Okay.
What did I make? Say, even my good self, the then chief of staff spoke to me, and I mean, in a very nice way. People didn't answer me who police didn't guard me. Why didn't they do that? And I make say, the current executive are not ready for any dialogue. This is an indication of the fact that 2020, 2022 is going to be more turbulent. Because if you want to start this way, then her action will require, you know, equal and proportional, you know, reaction. From the don't blame us too much.
All right. Well understood. Thank you for your explanation.
My brother, on the contrary, you know, Minjin, they say His Excellency the President doesn't want to dialogue.
Watch him. And
the baby and now my brother define there is no way, because in himself on countless times President Arichi on the minority leadership together with the majority even when we're in the 7th Parliament, Arichi said they would dialogue to make sure say Parliament the Juma no bekoso and the president is not ready to dialogue with the minority. Far from that. But I said, and let me greet my brother, my good brother Baba Semlo Kaino. Any dia tell Abiswaka. Nami nim say there's a military attack quietly at Parliament. Me nim da. Anti Babaka and Oklitiswaka. It means I need to do further checks to find out whether indeed, for all these five, from the beginning of 1992, your core Parliament, you know, there's a military attachment quietly on the background. I don't know. Because physically, you don't see them in the midst of the police. No. You don't see them. So clearly, wouldn't be a dream say, Messina Amunka wouldn't be a dream. But since you are not telling Abiaka, any Baba Jamaswakano, it means that there is a need for research to be done. But by and large, Obiani is Tyler or the Shredisema or the Kano. Send you tell Abi Canadian say, the COAS walked to his office and in the kind because this is it. There's another way I bet with the Akabak and I may patch and say, whatever it is, the office of the Speaker and the Chief of Army Staff or whatever they call it, together with National Security, can look at the tripartite, can look at this and resolve this quietly. And we resolve necessary tension. And we do. Say the Mukwa, and yes, Muko, Namuya, Munjas Ajano, some Patapanya, Manamoyano, Munjai. Say, Unimin Yadrian, doesn't we go and throw blows? That two Obama say, come. And let's use the debating skills in the chamber. You understand? When I was there, you know. Young Kuntakwa. Nasa said, the Amudia, some lose debate in a grand biwa, not just a Mozum Kuntakwa. Ashama MP, no go Fakunya, no go to Agri, and near to Abamao. Sakorago.
Kalasa Hinkra, no go find.
I know they shouldn't know Nori, and your fair. And the best in Yami, say, Mr. Mukui, you see 25th, and I will go back. let's
slow down.
But
and monoitry. Mokoi 25 years mboko. Moko sum Ghana. Say majority people na munti asia. You have your way or you go around it. You can walk out. We have all the weapons that you could use. But pass moko to 2 blows. Blows me want to be so. Because that is not your style. And the you will not do that because I know you. You won't do that. Well,
you see, the air can say, me sure so what tape no.
Yeah.
Into Kwane by.
Yeah.
Who the aggressors, those who are aggressive, those who are woman attacking, the nyonko.
Now who you speak up with your
way. See you. So the air can. We shouldn't be aggressive. The boy. We share tape now. Playback. Make a corner coffee. One more now, more outside. They were counting them. Our more outside. One more attacking.
Now, of course, you can put on a wedding.
No, any day that place, no. So one will be moved to that place. And also, we will not. No. At the American may catch a man for the say. You see, more condemn the effect of Obi misbehavior. Somebody's attempt to subvert, the rules.
What?
The rules of the house.
What? Is he not a member of parliament?
No, very simple question. Omani. The fact is that I am not saying he's not a member of parliament. Yet you are the presiding member of this place. What is your vote? Your voice. I'm voting yeah. No. You say no for the dorsal. What is yes for the dorsal? Yes, young kind woman. Womuka yes no. Nianka womuka no. What two way? You count here. Do we count you?
They be saying the baby.
That is how count. It's a very simple thing. And that similar behavior of the first deputy speaker. No? You're very wrong. You're subversive. So and now our anthem says we should resist oppressors' rule. Any attempt to do that again will be resisted.
Okay, so any
attempt will be resisted. I am not wrong. Is he telling us what is it? Did he say yes?
We need to clarify.
Did he say yes? Did he say no?
104 no say. The decision to be taken must be one half.
Okay.
And one half, no, you vote.
I think we are in 2022 now.
You must wanted 104. You must have one half. And one half, it can be 90%. It can be 80%.
On a patriotic note, let's not repeat that shameful act.
No. Nobody should attempt to subvert. Nobody should attempt to
subvert. Thank you so much.